I asked my adoptive parents if they had a college fund for me like my sister and discovered the truth about how they really feel. I was adopted as a baby when my parents were in their late 30s. They'd been trying to have kids for over 10 years, so they went with adoption. My birth parents picked them, and everything seemed perfect at first. But then when I was 3, my mom got pregnant with my sister Emma, and that's when everything changed. Suddenly, I wasn't their miracle baby anymore. I was just the kid they got before their real daughter came along. Growing up, the difference was obvious. Emma got all the cute nicknames like Little Star and Baby Angel. My parents were obsessed with how she looked just like them. Mom's eyes, dad's smile, the perfect mix. Meanwhile, I just looked like some random kid living in their house. Emma got constant hugs and kisses, special one-on-one time with each parent, and got spoiled with expensive gifts constantly. I got the basics, but they clearly spent way less money on me. When I tried talking to my parents about feeling left out, they'd just say, "Oh," and change the subject. My cousins used to make jokes about how my parents finally got their real kid and would probably send me back if they could. Emma would laugh along and tell me she wished she had a real brother instead of a fake one. The worst part was when I reached out to my birth parents a few months ago, hoping to connect with them. They completely rejected me and said they didn't want any relationship. When I told my parents how hurt I was, they just said they expected that would happen. Emma laughed and said I had 4 parents who didn't want me, so I must be broken. But the thing that really destroyed me happened last year. I overheard my parents talking to my aunt about Emma's huge college fund. They were discussing all the money they'd invested and saved up for her college expenses. They never mentioned having one for me. When kids at school asked if my parents were helping with college, I had to tell them I didn't think so. Teachers started talking to me about financial aid and student loans while Emma got to plan for whatever expensive school she wanted. 2 weeks ago, my parents told me to have my guidance counselor stop calling them about college planning because they were too busy. They said she should just handle everything with me directly. It was like they were washing their hands of my entire future. That's when I finally asked them directly, "Do you have a college fund for me like you do for Emma?" Their faces went white. Then they got angry at me for even asking. They said it was none of my business and demanded to know how I found out about Emma's fund. I asked why they'd make sure she's set for college but leave me to figure it out alone when I'm graduating first. They just kept saying I was asking inappropriate questions and refused to answer. They never actually said no, but their reaction told me everything. Emma has been rubbing it in my face ever since, bragging about her college fund while I'm stuck applying for every scholarship I can find. Now the whole house is tense, and I realize they never really saw me as their real son. I was just a placeholder until Emma came along.